10:16 a.m. November 11th, 2024. Sound machine on. Sirens endlessly screaming. Muffler cars, everything. Nothing ever ends. Hold on, that muffler's really loud. I gotta plug one ear. Or just set this down. Plug both ears. Oh my God. Okay. If this continues, I'm just gonna have to plug both ears while I have this going. It's the truth. Because I gotta be able to hold a train of thought. I absolutely need to do that. All right. The city's filled with barbarians. I cannot report what I witnessed last night, what happened to me last night. I can't talk about yesterday. I can't talk about this place. Can't talk about what I just witnessed in here now, inside of 1509 S Street Northwest. It's really, really hard to do that. Wish I could recall better words, but I can't. And as long as I have to have sound machines going and I'm hearing screeching sirens and construction and mufflers, as long as I'm witnessing this kind of what my guidance and prayer is, it's called combat. It's fucking completely violent and frightening. And I can't discuss it. As long as I'm witnessing that, as long as I'm witnessing the events that lead up to it. Sorry for coughing on here. Excuse me for coughing. As long as I just keep witnessing this fucking terror, okay? Unleashed, never-ending terror. I'm never going to get my word recall of the English language back. Ever. Okay. So there was events in here that I witnessed during the course of what I'm going to say. And there were events that go on out there. But I can't discuss them. All right? This was before. I witnessed stuff before. I witnessed stuff during, and I've witnessed stuff after. All I can report is since I was up in the last 15 minutes, I woke up around 10 a.m. Since I was awake. Let's make this clear. The terrorism woke me up last night around 2 a.m. Oh, and I got a green light. I can talk about it. I just got to plug both my ears. This is way overwhelming here. Okay, so the terrorism last night woke me up. They were underneath my floor working, tapping, using power tools, dragging, knocking, just stuff like that, okay? They were underneath my floor, right underneath my chair. It woke me up about 2 a.m. They set up a construction project. They do this around the clock here. This is not out of the ordinary. It's protocol on shifts. All right, so I went back to sleep. I had my sound machine going. I turned it back on. I just went back to sleep. All right. Now there were events after that, events before that. There were horrifying events before that I remember, but I can't talk about them. All right. So since I woke up this morning, I've been poisoned 2 different times. Once in my main room, just sitting here in the room you see on video, and once in the bathroom. Once I had gone into the bathroom, they hit me so hard with chemical weapons gas in there. I just have to uncontrollably go diarrhea. I mean, these people are crippling me and putting me into a chronic state of illness. I'm not chronically ill. I will go to the doctor. It'll be very easy to identify what they poisoned me with. And then I presume, because this is the only knowledge that I hold, the only knowledge I hold is, while I plug both my ears to even function in Washington, D.C., the only knowledge I hold is that they're going to continue to do this kind of terrorism in front of me and then also to me as a targeted victim of crime. And then they're going to take me to the courthouse in Washington, D.C., their civil courthouse, and they're going to have one of those very terrorists prosecute me as a defendant. That's the knowledge I hold. I still hold that court date. I'm still calling lawyers, and I'm calling that very courthouse too. Of course I am. I am doing that because as far as I know, I have to. So when I do that, I get a doctor will pinpoint what I've been poisoned with, and they can defend that and say it's just me. I'm crazy, loco lady, calling all their departments. Then they'll say, you're the terrorist, you're poisoning yourself. They'll say whatever they want in that courthouse. The very terrorists who are prosecuting that show up for the court date can say whatever they want with their cops and all their judges and lawyers because they're protecting the terrorist cell. I'm all alone as usual in the house, and in the court date, I'll be all alone with a phony fake lawyer that I called beforehand. That's pretending to defend me while I'm being prosecuted by terrorists in the town courthouse. So we know this is a kangaroo court, and we know I'm being poisoned, and I should sue the living shit out of whoever is poisoning me. I should get some sort of settlement. We know that I'm being denied employment. But it goes on and on and on and on. So what I am to say, besides reporting what I cannot talk about, is as usual on target. One of the terrorists came out of Albanian Mob. Albanian Mob, the 1511, 1513. 1511 has dead bodies stacked up in it, okay? But I can't report what I smell coming out of there, and I can't report anything I ever witnessed from that house. 1511 has labs, and they hold chemical weapons gases. So 1513, 1511 are really active, but that organ harvesting factory is down there where you hear the construction men always drawing attention to themselves and causing a spectacle. The organ harvesting starts at 1509. I said this last night where those houses are located. Okay. So they got me really, really, really big. And there was an event that took place right before, and then an event that took place right after the first poisoning. And I wish so hard that I could say it, but I can't. All right. Now, during on target, on protocol, with the first poisoning that took place in my room, the garage door to 1513 Albanian Mob, where they had an illegal laboratory. They had a laboratory. That's where I got my cat Gabriel from. The cat that's on that YouTube video just once, and I never, ever talked about her or filmed her ever again. Yes, that cat came from a lot of stuff here. She's hot tamales. I can't talk about her. She came from over there. They have an illegal laboratory there, biological chemical laboratory there. They used animals. The condition I found my cat in, I will never forget, but I've never been allowed to talk about it, take pictures of it, type it down, or film her. So I made a pact, an agreement with God to never forget it, and I don't. Every day I remember it, of the condition she was in, and I still take her to a vet, and some of them are still visible. The vet will also see what's been done to her. She's recovered, but she has some visible permanent scars from being a lab cat. All right, so it's too painful for me to think about. She's such a sweet animal. So that house, 1513, opened their world-famous celebrity ISIS terrorist garage door right as I was being hit with gas. It was actually about 5 seconds before I started being hit with gas. The chemical gas is so strong, you have less than a minute before everything liquefies in your intestines, and it's just pouring out, and you're crippled, and all you can do is wait to get done rejecting, ejecting all of that toxic, lethal poison. You can do nothing else. You're very vulnerable at that point. And then they hit me again in my bathroom, so they're still going to the rooms and gassing, and they're never going to be ever questioned. They're never going to be arrested. It's just going in and out of that garage door and showing how they're with whatever president. The Supreme Court gave them power to vindicate, and I don't remember the terms, just make free all criminals from jail, free all violent offenders who chop up bodies, just free them from any charges. They're free now. So these people are certain that this is okay, this is a profession, and in fact, they now have a industrial facility going on a street. So this is really okay. And if you tell a deranged, violent, abnormal personality, antisocial personality, violent offender, if you tell them this is okay and give them money and give them drugs, they're more than likely going to believe that, especially if they have an underlying diagnosable mental illness. They're convinced this is perfectly fine. In fact, it's their job. So I survived. This is all I'm able to talk about. I survived 2 poisonings, one in my main room, one in my extra room. The Albanian mafia, white extremist terrorists, they're white supremacist extremist terrorists that live over there. They had their hand to play in it as usual again, and they are just fine and dandy, living it up, getting paid, driving around, having a nice day, while I'm in here plugging my ears, desperate for it to stop, and have lost all hope that it ever will. All right, bye.